health update for July 12th, 2023. I went to the ER yesterday and asked them to check to make sure that my stomach pain was not a appendicitis or anything, and they cleared that. So I have a GI appointment. I've had three different doctors, all trying to see which one can get me in the soonest. The soonest appointment is July 31st, so I've got some time. But the other ones are like August 3rd and then August 13th. So whichever, I keep calling them all to see if they have a cancellation, and whichever one gets me in first gets to be my new doctor, I guess. So July 31st is the soonest, but I kind of wanted to go in a little more about some of the pain that I experience daily and with this. So with fibromyalgia and Lyme, I've had Lyme disease for almost 10 years in October, and I could have had it for longer. It's just my body crashed 10 years ago in 2013. And that's a story for another time, but I've had 3 IV antibiotics through PICC line that I've had to deal with treatments for that. And I've just never gotten better. So I was diagnosed with the chronic Lyme, long-term Lyme disease. And every once in a while they said that I'd just do treatments, but I haven't since 2018. And I can tell it's been a long time and I've been suffering. And so we're going to do something about that. I do have that referral to go to see my infectious disease doctor again. But in the meantime, just explain some of the pain that I go through. And so my pain all the time is never below a 4. All the time. Everything from headaches to complete body pain everywhere. So, but the pain morphs and changes. So on top of it being that way, it will also have like my left arm will hurt really bad on top of those body aches, or my right foot, or my, my hands or my wrists, and I try to make sure, like, if anything, if I'm overusing, like if I'm typing for a long time, my hands will be extremely sore. If I'm doing anything, if I'm walking too much, my legs will be in excruciating pain. And so because of it, I have pain insomnia, so I take medicine to knock me out at nights. Because I can't fall asleep on my own. On my own, I will literally stay up all night long and maybe not crash until 9 or 11 o'clock the next day. So I deal with that constantly. But the stomach aches on top of that. So I've had a lot of issues with that, but it's causing severe bloating and inflammation. And so I've been on special diets to feed good bacteria and clear out my system, and to give me a lot of fiber to keep things kind of like clear and going through, and no fruit or anything with seeds, and lots of vegetables and meat, and a lot of other things that I drink, and to kind of help that through. But the pain is crazy. It's always hurting. So it always feels like it's like burning and dull. But then the sharp pain has been what is the reason why we went back to the ER, just to double check, because it went from behind my belly button to my right side. So that's why we went to make sure it wasn't appendicitis, and they said it wasn't. And that's great news. So whatever it is, they'll figure it out. But my entire belly now, it looks like I'm a couple months pregnant. And my kids laugh. They're like, "Are you sure, Mom? Like, you need to take a pregnancy test." And I do. I actually have taken about 3 that I can remember. But at this size, honestly, I should be feeling something kick. And I don't think there's any way to show, but yeah, there you go. I haven't gained, I have gained probably about like a couple of pounds, but not a whole lot. But the CT doesn't say there's any mass or anything in there, but they said my intestines are just inflamed and swollen, so they don't know what's going on. But it's mass. To me, this is like a big gut, and sometimes it's like really stiff. But it just cracks me up, because I could totally pass off as being pregnant. Because when I was pregnant before, I had like smaller. I was smaller, so I didn't really get that big until I was probably about 7 months past. So anyway, so it's just kind of funny, because I've been wearing I can't wear jeans and things like that. You just adjust. Since my youth, I've always been ingrained in my head, because of my scoliosis, that you cannot put on weight. And it was like drilled into my head. And with celiac disease and not eating certain ways, I don't have any gluten, and then also my kidney stone disease. And then I have no oxalates, and so that takes away certain foods. And then also with Lyme disease, I'm on a anti-inflammatory diet, and I eat healthy because I don't usually eat sugar, low salt, and a couple other things like that. So so I'm already on like great diets. So super, super fun. But I just wanted to explain, when I ever talk about pain, I talk about that. But the pain that's the hardest for me is the emotional. So today, for example, I woke up and I have my alarm set for 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get up because I couldn't fall asleep last night. So then I changed it to about 8, which is okay. Had some groceries being delivered because I can't go out walking for very long. And so once the groceries came and I put them away, I went back to bed because, guys, I can't do it. It hurts too much. And so I was still tired because I'm not sleeping good. So I went back to sleep. And I think I didn't wake up until 1:30. And I feel like my life is kind of being just taken away from me. And then I lied there in bed talking with the hospital had called, and that's what actually woke me up. And we're trying to schedule an earlier appointment. And after I got done with the call, I just laid there and I'm just in so much pain everywhere. And my stomach, it's just because it feels distended. Like it's so much pressure down there, and my whole belly aches. It's not like, I know I have definitely gained weight since COVID. I've definitely gained my COVID 10. I know other people gain like more and whatnot, but like I said, I've been drilled in my head and I have special diets. So even 10 pounds for me is a lot on my frame, but it just hurts. It hurts all the time. So I'm laying there in bed and I just couldn't get out of bed. And I don't remember what time I finally did. And I just I made myself. And part of this is because the day that I sprained my ankle, I had plans already for that Monday to start getting up, and I was going to go to the gym to get my own membership. My husband has one where you can bring somebody, but I was going to get my own membership. I was going to go start walking every morning and start walking more and more because my goal is to begin hiking again. It is one of my most favorite things, is to go camping and hiking and to be outdoors, and I can't do it. So I have to start walking again and going to the gym to do my strength training on top of my physical therapy that I already do for my hip. And I was going to start all that up and be consistent and go on with it. And then I sprained my ankle and I couldn't. So in my mind, I'm set back a week and a half from when I sprained it, which isn't a lot. But when you finally set a goal and you get motivated enough, it's hard to find the motivation. So you just have to start doing things and the motivation will come. And so, yeah, it just destroyed me. And I am a pretty resilient person, but yeah, it sucks. It gets to you, but I think the point is that you just have to do it. You have to move as much as you don't want to. It's super hard to do things. It's super hard for me to get out of bed. It's hard for me to do almost anything. And so when I finally do and get out, I do feel so much better. I'm still in a lot of pain. And by the end of the night, I just crash and it's okay. That is my lifestyle right now. But it leaves no time for friends, hardly leaves time for family. And I don't know, it's just, it's a hard one to take mentally. I think the mental pain and the mental, getting stuck inside your head is difficult because I had to cancel my Monday speaking event and that destroyed me. I had a tough time Monday. Today's Wednesday. So I was really looking forward to it. It's the first time I've ever shared my personal story and only part of my stories. I can sit here and talk to you guys all day long about my physical, health and all of these things that I've gone through, but it's my big story was about depression. And it still is. I can't say was. That's what I was going to present, is what I meant. And I will. I need to find another opportunity before that just to kind of break the ice for myself, because I was getting worked up about it, because I've never really shared it with anyone besides my husband and my mother and daughter, just a little bit. And that's it. Only a few people that were involved in that story know those pieces that they were involved in, but I have never, with a counselor, I shared parts of it enough to get the help I needed, but I never explained the timeline of how everything was in my life and how, you know, the things that happened in my past. It just makes sense when you look back, but if you're only there for a certain section, you only saw that part, or you didn't know, you know, this part over here. And my point is to help others to know that there is hope, that you can come from where I came from and the things that I went through, and there's hope for so much more in your life. And going through all that prepared me for everything that I go through now. Because I could tell you 100% I would not be here on this earth if I didn't learn the things that I learned from my past, going through all of those things, because I continue to go through things all the time. Usually it's, I have a great marriage, I have amazing kids, and we for once in our marriage, we, as some of our friends know, we've always had a bad luck with money. Not that we were bad luck. It just always seems like, why was it always our family to get, you know, in the situations that happened to us? And so we're for once being able to pay it forward and you know, do some good, and have a business where we employ people and help others. So things are good. It's just my physical health right now, but I can tell you, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here for the lessons that I had learned, and for the trials that I went through, and for pushing through and finally getting it. So it's frustrating, guys, but you know, I just sit there and I get quiet, because I think of all that I'm currently dealing with and all that I've dealt with in the past. It's a lot to process. It takes a long time to kind of, you know, filter through it and to share with you and to share with others, so that they can understand that there is hope, and that there's, you know, maybe not the way you wanted to see your life going, but that it can be still good and amazing and worthwhile. So love you guys, and I'm going to go inside now because I'm sitting in a hot car in Las Vegas and I'm in the shade, but it's still hot. But it actually, believe it or not, feels really good, because I've had a fever for like a week and a half, and but I do need to go inside in the AC. It's probably just not helping my fever. So take care, guys, and thanks for watching.